when you think about politics, you think about politics, and you can go research this. I researched this the other day, and just the idea of uh different parties that started, I believe, after the American Revolution or the Civil War. Okay, you predominantly you have the Democratic Party and the Republican Party. Today, what they call the Party is the left. They call um, Republican Party the right or conservative. Okay, and so these has been the only two parties. Now, black people were voting at a time when during segregation. We were voting then. We're putting our trust and hopes and dreams and hope for change into America, into the parties that far back. And so as time progressed, we integrated. So now we're here. We're here today where you have black, and that was very brief and summarized. You have black and Hispanic people that put their trust in a candidate, a certain candidate, whether it be Republican or Democrat. Black and Hispanic people now we're up in arms and we're upset over Trump and Kamala. It was Biden. You in here? You in here?
Come on, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Trump and Kamala and Biden, and you know when it comes to this voting process, or over the years, black people were coerced, they were intimidated with the threat of violence to vote for certain people. And that's what I was saying. Our people were actually voting during segregation. So we were voting at the worst time possible. So you could say because of integration and Martin Luther King, we're in this bind. But if you go back, our people were voting then and they were having hopes and dreams of change, even when we were separate and doing our own thing. Now, when you fast forward till today, brothers and sisters have not been able to catch on to the 4-year thing. So every 4 years, there's new promises. And it's a game that they play in politics that we are never the beneficiaries of. We are never the beneficiaries of the things that they say. Now, they say they have policies that they put in that black people have benefited from. But these same policies, other people have benefited from. There is never have been something that was specific to black people, like how they made the Stop Asian Hate Crime bill. They've never made a crime bill for black people. They've never put aside billions of dollars for black people, but they did do it for Israel, for Israelis. They put aside billions of dollars for Israel. They never did it for black people. And so black people have not caught on to the game that's being played in this in politics. They said that when it came to Barack Obama, that was when the most people ever, the biggest voter turnout ever, as far as multicultural turnout for Barack Obama, because he was supposed to be the first black president, right? He was the first black president, so everybody was, voting. Different races and nationalities voted in that presidential race. But under Barack Obama, more black men have been shot unarmed on camera than any other president. Now, this was the black president. This was the president supposed to speak for you. This is the president that shoot hoop, and he shake your hand like a brother. It was him, but he wasn't actually a brother. He was an African with a Jewish mother. And now that brings us to Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris is a white Edomite with an East Indian mother. Her heritage, her father is colored, but he is not black. His father is white, and his father's father owned slaves. He was a white man, he was a British white man. And so she is inherently not us either. So Barack Obama, Kamala Harris, they are not like us. They have never been like us. And we can't expect for them to get in office and do anything for us.
So it said, founded in 1828, the Democratic Party is the oldest of the two largest political parties. The
Uh-huh.
Republican Party was officially founded in 1854, but the histories of both parties are instinctively connected. Actually, we can trace two parties' historical backgrounds all the way back to the founding fathers.
Coming out of public education, I didn't know nothing about politics. I just know Democrats and Republicans, and they're like Crips and Bloods. Matter of fact, they are like Crips and Bloods. They're fighting and arguing about something uh and can't resolve an issue. And they're grown and they got the
Right.
red and blue. You know what I'm saying? And they're fighting over issues. And so that's all I ever knew about politics as far as, what party. And I was always told that the Democrats are for black people and Republicans are for white people. When I did research, I realized that you have certain ideologies in each party. For instance, Democrats are for abortions, Republicans are against abortions. That's just one issue. But then you have issues where they overlap and they both agree on them. And in those issues, that's where all the confusion comes and all the fight. And you're like, damn, that's like Crips and Blood, because y'all can get along and agree on some things, but on other things you're fighting all the time. You know what I'm saying? So the whole thing is childish when you look at the fact that these are people that's supposed to be running the world superpower, the greatest country in the history of the world. It's pretty childish.
Right.
Now you understand, if we were in power, it would not be like that. It'd be one consensus. You either rolling with it, or you gonna get rolled over when it comes to the law, statute, commandments under Christ. It ain't
Right.
gonna be this faction, this party, that party. It's gonna be one body, one
Right.
body. Okay. So so when it comes to this whole thing, oh, give me the precept. Give me the precept. I'm sorry. Give me the precept.
Come on, come on. The book of
We
Deuteronomy,
read
chapter
this
7.
about a week. We read this a week ago or 2 weeks ago. Go ahead.
Come on, come on. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 17, verse 15.
Mm-hmm.
Thou shalt in any wise set him king over thee,
Mm-hmm.
whom the Lord thy God shall choose. One from among thy brethren shalt thou set king over thee.
So the
Thou
thing about the thing about it is that Black and Hispanic and Native Indian people, we're hoping for change. We're hoping for a different outcome every 4 years, and we're hoping from a people that is not our brethren. We're hoping to get this from a people who are not us, who are not like us, who are not our brothers, who are not our sisters, and we're constantly being caught up in the loop as pawns and as people that don't really know what time it is. What I mean by that, when it comes to Barack Obama and Kamala Harris, black people are voting on them simply because they're black. Now, if you was a smart black person, and I'm not saying that I agree with voting, but if you was a smart black person, you would look at the policies that these people stand for. You would know what Kamala Harris stands for. You would have knew what Barack Obama stood for. Barack Obama did more for the LGBT community than he did for black people. And y'all called him the savior. His platform was running on change. And yet the ghetto didn't never change. It actually got worse. So if you was a smart people, you would a smart person as a black person and you believe in voting, you would think that you would actually be looking at what these people stand for. But really, black and Hispanic people are looking at the color of their skin.
right.
You're looking at the color just because they are a colored person. That doesn't mean that they are you. There's a lot of colored people on the planet. They're not niggas. They're not Negroes. They're not black people. They're not Hispanic people. They have a different spirit from you. They are indifferent to you when they come over here. They don't want to deal with you when they come over here. And we don't have that education that just because you are colored, that don't mean you're the same.
Right.
That's a failure of our black leaders and not understanding who they are and saying, join and love America. Go out there and rock the vote. Go vote. How can you be mad about things not changing if you don't go and vote? You hear all the crap they talk.
Right.
Talk all that crap. How your ancestors died for you to have the opportunity to vote. So you should go out there and vote. Vote for what? My community has been the same for the last 60, 70 years. What the hell are you talking about?
Right.
To hear sweet speeches and promises and all of that, nothing has changed. I can look at it. I can look at it. The Bible says to vote for one of your brethren. In the ISUBK, we believe that voting is not the answer to the destruction and the woes of the Black community, the Hispanic community. We believe voting cannot fix those things. In
Right.
fact, we will go as far as to tell you that voting for Kamala Harris, Biden, Trump, Barack Obama, anyone will not stop something like Sonia Macy from getting shot in the damn face by some devil. It won't stop Tamir Rice from getting shot holding a toy gun by some damn devil. It won't stop Eric Gardner for getting choked out for selling cigarettes by some damn devil. It won't stop Trayvon Martin for getting shot and murdered in a neighborhood for wearing a hoodie and holding Skittles and an Arizona iced tea. It won't stop him, the next Trayvon Martin, for getting shot and killed.
Right.
Voting won't stop that. Voting can't fix that. The only thing that can fix that problem is for Black people to realize they have a problem. And they have we have problems and issues in our community that none of these things can fix. The only solution that can fix these things is turning back to our God, meditating on the word of the Lord,
Right.
keeping the word of the Lord, and then we'll have good success. And then we'll understand, okay, this is what we should be doing. This is what we shouldn't be doing. We shouldn't put ourselves in these positions with these people because this is the outcome. Then we'll have true wisdom and knowledge of self. That's true wisdom and knowledge of self, because a lot of our people, we forget the fact that we don't have an identity. Now, there's a video I wanted to go into. I'm going to go into it later this week, where you have Black leaders arguing about the fact that the name was changed from Black to African American. That is where the true change lies at. The true change for us lies in who we are. You can't create new doctrines, new nationalities in America like FBA and Pan-Africanism and think that you're going to have success. Our only success is knowing who we are. And knowing who we are, we'll realize that voting cannot help us. Voting is just a sham. We can allow them to do whatever they want to do. We can vote, but they're going to put whoever they want to be in office in office. They're going to put enact the laws that they want to enact when they feel like it. It doesn't matter. We've been here for 400 goddamn years, and you still ain't got to stop Black hate crime bill.
Right.
But Asians got it just for like 3 Asians getting socked out on camera. Black people been getting burnt at the stake, churches blown up, shot in the back by the police, racial slurs, all type of things, and you ain't got one. What does that tell you? They don't love you.
Right.
They are not for you. There's something deeper to this thing. You understand? That's what it is. You must understand who you are as God's chosen people. Read that one more time for me, please.
Come. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 17, verse 15. Thou shalt in any wise set him king over thee,
Uh-huh.
whom the Lord thy God shall choose.
Now you're gonna set Kamala Harris over you. That's who you want. You wanted Barack Obama, and he didn't do a goddamn thing for you. Now Kamala Harris is supposed to be the end all be all. She's quote unquote Black. She's a woman. She was a prosecutor, and she can go at Trump. She can fix things. And one of her things that she stands on is Roe versus Wade, which is to allow women to be able to freely have abortions again. You understand? And so that is not even something that's specific to Black women. That's something for all women. Once again, you are a failure in choosing leaders. Keep reading.
Come. One from among thy brethren shalt thou set king over thee.
Mm-hmm.
Thou mayest not set a stranger over thee, which is not thy brother.
You can't set nobody over you that is not your brother or your sister. You want to choose somebody that doesn't even reflect what you've been through, how you live. Barack Obama grew up in Kenya, in Hawaii. This nigga ain't never, Salaya, he ain't one of us. He ain't growed up like a black man. He didn't grow up like a black woman. He don't know the struggles of what we went through. Kamala Harris don't know the struggles of what we went through. They got a picture of Kamala Harris eating collard greens. They got another picture of her wearing hoop earrings with the little the MC Light hairstyle in the 80s. She supposedly went to Howard University. So it's white people that go to HBCUs. What in the hell does that mean? Right. You want to show me her street cred? Nigga, she's not even me. According to the Bible, I ain't even supposed to be looking at her for no answers. I'm not looking at her for no answers. I wasn't looking at Barack Obama for no answers. America doesn't have the answers for us. Only men in the ISUBK under Commander Junior Hanna has the answers that come straight from the Bible, come straight from the Lord's mouth. That is the answer for us. There is no answer in Pan-Africanism. There's no answer in the NCAA, whatever you call it. There's no answer in none of these organizations that have been built up for black people. They don't have the answer because they all cater and they all are under the guise of white supremacy. So at the end of it, the end game is you will be a loser again and again and again voting.
When nowadays I work hard on the job till I come cross y'all. Still like I'm a criminal. Crime and get caught, it could be your first charge. Like, man, you ain't getting the minimum. It go dip, squat, 5 mile run, push, pull, sit on. Goddamn, that's wrong. Looking at my babies, trying to keep them doing wrong. It's too long for they grown. I can't leave them on their own. They killed Daddy like he had a 30-day case. The news covering up the story for what they say. It took me back to the time we lost Otis. Pretending these crackers, they gon' tell you something bogus.